Hi everyone, my name is Adam Crispin. I'm the Administrative Assistant to the Director for the Women's Resource Center, and I'm also a second-year MBA student focusing my studies on Human Resources Management. So today I wanted to discuss what it looks like to be an active bystander, both as a student and as a young professional. The core values really remain the same, however, your ability to help may look a little different. As a student and as a staff member, you want to make sure that the space around you and for others is as safe as possible. So that means being constantly aware of the conversations that are happening around you and being observant, watching out for those harmful behaviors, watching out for somebody who looks like they're uncomfortable or who looks like they may not feel safe. If you're a witness to this and you've assessed your own personal safety and you feel safe to do so, you can always speak up and offer a distraction, break up the conversation, potentially not create a situation that would trigger the person who's being harmful, but something that lets them know that you see how they're treating somebody else. And I think it's also really important to offer your presence in that specific situation if you can. Now, as a professional and as a potential HR representative, you also have a duty to enforce policies that the universities put in place to keep campus as safe as possible. And so that means having the education and the tools to call on the different resources around campus to provide support for this person. Of course, getting that person's consent first to provide that support. But also making sure that everyone's abiding by the policies that are in place.
Hey Lobos, it's Zach Ramsey coming at you with what it means to be an engaged male on campus. Being an engaged male as a student during the time of COVID-19 means that I stay in communication with my classmates and check in with them. Just because we have to practice social distancing in person doesn't mean we can't remain socially close through texts, phone calls, video chats, and whatever social media platforms you enjoy. I keep up with many of my friends on Facebook, and if I don't see someone post something for a while, I'll send them a text just to make sure they're doing okay. As a graduate assistant, being an engaged male on campus means that I know about my Title IX reporting obligations and where to direct students, classmates, and colleagues who may need more information about sexual misconduct and violence and their reporting options. One of my go-to online resources is the Lobo Respect Advocacy Center, which you can find at loborespect.unm.edu. One more time, that's loborespect.unm.edu. There you'll find tons of resources and links for reporting sexual misconduct or incidents of hate or bias. And if you're new to the campus, the gray area training is a great opportunity to learn even more about how to be an ally for all Lobos. I invite you to join me, fellas, be an engaged male on campus, and help keep the pack safe for everyone.
Hi, my name is Jacob Silva, and I'm an ASU/UNM senator. One moment when I wish I knew how to intervene was when my coworker brought his girlfriend into the office and started having an argument inside of his office. I wish I knew how to intervene because it made a lot of around us very uncomfortable, but it also made the person he was yelling at also very uncomfortable. And I just wish I knew how to de-escalate the situation, as well as seeing what we could do to help individuals understand not to have these types of arguments in public, or rather not to have these arguments in such a tone, and rather to have a civil sit down, good communication line between all of them.
Hello Lobos, this is Nikhil from GPSA. Sometimes we hear reports about unfortunate incidents that are happening around us, especially those based on gender violence and racism. And UNM is not an exception. But luckily at UNM we have multiple resource centers that are working hard and together to prevent these kind of incidents. So if you ask me who is an engaged person on campus, I'll say he or she, or they for that matter, is someone who takes moral responsibility of their surroundings and moral responsibility to speak up when they see something. So please, when you see something, say something, and we all are here to listen and support you. Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Rodolfo Vestril and I'm a student at the University of New Mexico. So, what does it mean to be an engaged man on campus, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to attend every single event hosted by UNM or be part of an organization. For me, an engaged man is someone who's actively seeking to better themselves and others by connecting with teachers and students alike. An engaged man is a leader to its community and knows when to speak up when something is wrong. So what does it mean to be a bystander against gender-based violence situation, right? It means that you're practically allowing somebody getting hurt, either physically, emotionally, or mentally. And I know it's hard to deal with a situation like that, but please intervene. Don't fall into the bystander effect, hoping and waiting for somebody else to intervene when you know that you can. I encourage others to not fall into this mindset and take action by de-escalating the situation and making sure that the victim is okay and aware of her resources and places that she can go to be safe. During this quarantine, it might be difficult to spot any signs of abuse, but if you witness something, say something. Don't stay silent, please. Please don't hesitate to intervene in a matter that is safe and smart, because you don't want to get hurt yourself either. So please be the leader that society needs you to be. Thank you.
What it means to me is to be aware, be accepting, and answer the challenge of your own set privilege. Knowing and being aware of a misogynistic, system and what levels of accesses and privileges you can, conjure because of it. It enables you to have certain levels of responsibilities. And so with that kind of access and power, you have to be responsible on the people around you, directly and indirectly.
Do I need to ask you the whole examples of moments? That one too?
Nah.
Okay. What does a bystander look like within your field?
A bystander looks like within my field is a person who's like hyper aware of the circumstances and the environments that one is in. So someone like me has to be aware of the professional staff and or faculty environments that one tends to hold within a university, but also as an alumni and a student who is still around other students, being aware of the nuances of being a student and some of the circumstances that can present itself while being a student. And so there are certain levels of complexities that a person in my position has to be completely comfortable with and be able to answer and support anybody who goes through any issue.
Hi, I'm Sean Fisher, a UNM staff member. What does it look like to be an engaged man on campus? An engaged man on campus, or anywhere for that matter, is one who is constantly challenging the culture around gender-based violence. Remember, as a man, you can use your privilege to interrupt gender-based violence within those social circles that only we are privy to. Disrespecting boundaries, rape jokes, catcalling, homo-antagonistic slurs, slut-shaming are some day-to-day acts that contribute to rape culture and gender-based violence. This is also an opportunity for you to stand up and use your voice to dismantle those practices. As an engaged man on campus, tell me, what are you doing to dismantle gender-based violence?